Away, Walter. Welcome back,
everybody.
fellow children of Christ. We are here.
We're all children of Jesus. Come by, my lord. Welcome to Digimon World Data Squad. Hey, if you like Digimon LPs, what should they do, Tom?
They should become a channel member.
Just subscribe. Just subscribe.
Oh yeah. I thought you were leading into us eventually doing another Let's Play for channel members only.
Oh, we will also do that. Yeah.
But yeah,
we change things up a little bit. Yeah, please subscribe. Do that every time you see a video and you're not subscribed. I actually kill.
Oh God.
Yeah. Okay. We gotta look for the Mao Digimon.
That make it better or worse? Better. Okay,
sounds good to me.
Nice. I noticed my waves were looking a little big.
We gotta look for Chairman Mao.
Chairman Mao.
I got the white girl enchant.
Ooh.
But yeah, I also changed the aspect ratios. You guys may have noticed because we recorded Digimon World 4, which might not be out by the time this goes out.
Probably
it might be though.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, 4x3 is okay. But I wanted to make it, and now I can have the little Discord thing in the side. Maybe I'll change the thumbnail up, you know. So Spider-Man 2 went well.
Yeah, it did. I only saw like one or two comments that are like, that didn't Spider-Man.
Yeah, we got like 2 dislikes so far in the first day, which is not bad. It's like 95% likes, which is good. It's like a 4 of 10, so it'll probably hit 1,000 views at least, which is nice.
Nice. I just love that video. It was a fun video to record.
I think it came out really good. Yeah, I liked it. I was pleased with it. Pleased as punch, you might say.
I told you this already. I got White Castle last night on my way home from locals. I've brushed my teeth twice since then, and I can still taste it in the back of my throat.
I was gonna say the first time I had White Castle was with you, and I think it's because they cook the burgers on top, or the patties on top of the onions. Mm-hmm. It's just onion breath or like onion beef breath, and it doesn't go away.
Yeah, so I'm just sitting here like, yeah. Like, I love White Castle, but that's why I don't get it so often, because I can't.
White Castle, come on the LP.
Yeah, White Castle, Johnny B.
I feel like I weirdly remember this map more.
It's false. No way. Not this time.
I was just gonna talk about Undercover Boss.
Yeah, go for it.
Absolutely. With the guy who owned White Castle did it, and that's all I had because I don't remember anything interesting about it.
Do they still make Undercover Boss?
I don't think so.
Because I feel like the success of the show kind of it because Mambo Man,
you're
weirdly flat. What the hell?
Yeah, hell yeah, that's my boy.
Kill this dumb bitch.
Yeah,
I feel like if anyone randomly. Effect. It is the Impractical Jokers effect. If anyone randomly showed up to my place of business, which is my house, so I'd definitely be on alert. If Susan, it's not. Who is the new CEO of YouTube, by the way? Do we know?
Not me. I'm just gonna Google on my phone because every other time I Google something on the LP, I hear my keyboard and I'm like, yeah. I'm sure people
you know
love
it's
that.
Real.
Yeah, that's true. YouTube.
But yeah, the CEO of YouTube, who Tom is about to inform us, will like,
it's a man. Ew.
What the.
Neil Mohan.
Well, Neil Mohan. If Neil Mohan was in my house in a blonde wig like that one Kylo Ren sketch, I'd know instantly that he, like, if there was randomly a new employee who came up to me and started asking me questions all the time about how my dead wife is and stuff, I'd know that was the Undercover Boss.
Yeah, while being filmed.
Yeah, exactly, with these fucking huge ass cameras. I'm like, wow, they love this new guy, huh?
I did see a TikTok where a guy who was on Undercover Boss talks about how he got fired because of it. He's like, now listen, I definitely deserved it, but I was still pissed.
They shouldn't undercover the boss like that.
Yeah, he was like, all I did was, if I would just remember how much an order would cost, so if they paid in cash, I would tell them that much, and then I'd pocket it, which I am now being told is embezzling.
That's very good. Wow, there's just a bunch of armor Digimon in this area.
Hell yeah, dude. They look great, too.
Yeah, they look.
There's a lot of random armor Digimon in this. I know Galmon can get Moosemon as an evolution somehow.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Moosemon's kind of slept on. I feel like it's not like a great Hope armor, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's just one of those armors that I wish it had armor.
Yeah, for real.
I love Terramon, though. That's a cool Digimon.
Terramon's cool. I would like it if it was more silver, maybe?
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's my thing with a lot of armored Digimon. I've talked about this loads of times, but it annoys me, like, the whole point of armored Digimon is they're supposed to look like the Digi-Egg, and so when they don't, I'm like, what are you doing? Kill yourself.
Yeah, die, idiot.
So, speaking of men in positions of power, I went to go see The Exorcist Believer last night.
Ooh.
And it was not good.
Good.
I've intimated this much to you. And it's very funny how you, like, it serves as actually a really great parallel to Barbie.
Oh, no.
Which handles, like, patriarchy and things like that in a really interesting and, like, well-researched and documented way. And then in contrast to that is Exorcist Believer, where the big cameo of the movie is the woman who played the mum in the original film.
Oh my god.
And she's literally nobody, right? She's not a priest, she's just Reagan's mum. And the guy goes, so why didn't they let you witness the exorcism? And she goes, they didn't want me in there because of that patriarchy. And I'm like, I think it's just because you're not a priest.
Yeah, I think you have no qualifications.
I think you're just not an exorcist. So they were like, it wasn't a sexist thing, I don't think. But man, that movie sucks. So spoilers for Exorcist the Believer.
Oh man, come on. Don't do that.
I know, I'm sorry, but it's so this whole movie, right, the setup is these two girls, a white girl who looks almost exactly like Reagan from the first movie,
Okay.
and a black girl who, and my suspicion is that they pitched it initially as being a black girl, and they were like, no, the people will freak out if we have a black girl.
She
So
can
there's
be the best friend.
Right, so they both go in the woods, and they go missing, and then they get possessed. And there's a whole thing. And like so the last third of the movie is everyone just like finally getting over it and like accepting that it's an actual demonic possession and doing an exorcism for the kids. And you're like, okay, these kids have done nothing wrong. The white girl's parents are like the sort of side characters, and like they're like uber religious and a little bit like MAGA-y. And the main character is the black girl's dad. And so you're like, oh, okay, they're gonna save these girls, but like in this kind of movie you would expect that like maybe one of the parents would die or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So in the final like 10-15 minutes, Pazuzu, which by the way is the name of the demon in The Exorcist, goes, one of these girls will die. And they go, no, Pazuzu, don't do that. You have to choose one of the girls. And you're like, of course they're not going to choose. Or if they do choose, something bad will happen to whoever chooses. And the white dad says, I choose my daughter. And then the girls start freaking out. The black girl rises into the sky and starts spewing shit from her mouth.
Oh.
And then we cut to the white girl in hell being taken by demons to hell. And you're like, whoa, that's some big stakes. Like, I'm wondering how they're going to resolve this. And the way they resolve it is they don't. That's the end of the movie. The little girl just goes to hell because her dad's a dickhead. And then they play the happy music and everyone goes, now we're believers. And that's the end.
Oh my god, I hate that stuff. I hate it when just terrible things happen to people, and even in movies for no reason.
Like she did not deserve. Like, I thought it would have been a good, literally the same ending, just have her dad get taken to hell or something. But it's even funnier because the little girl goes. Oh, I shouldn't have gone that way. The little girl goes to hell. And that's like the resolution. But that's also a resolution because they all just suck at exorcism. So they get a priest, right? And he's like, he comes in like last minute and he goes, oh no, I can't do the exorcism actually because the church said no. But you, woman who didn't even get to be a nun, was almost a nun and then had an abortion, you are basically Jesus, go do it. And she fucks it up the whole time.
God damn it.
And she's like fine, but like there's the cross burns in her hand. And then they have this woman who studies like they're trying to like, it's a bit of the movie that I do like. They try and like demonstrate that it's not just like Catholic religions that can do exorcism. So there's like sort of like African earth root magic sort of woman.
Yeah.
And she does some cool shit and does a little bit of the thing. And then finally you're like, oh my god, this isn't working. And the priest shows up. He's like, you know what? I'll do it. I'm gonna be a good guy. And then the demon twists his neck around and kills him. And then the little girl goes to hell.
What a movie, man.
I love cinema.
Like, oh, we gotta have this movie done tomorrow. And they're like, I'll just kill the girl.
So I was like in complete bafflement that they could end this movie on a positive note that a little girl went to hell. Apparently, like, they wanted to do 3 movies.
Oh.
And this was like a cliffhanger. but there's definitely not gonna be a second movie.
Yep, I love watching a movie that definitely sets up for a sequel, just knowing it's not gonna happen.
But it's not even like what I was expecting, because we were getting so towards the end. I was like, okay, they're gonna have like a post credits or a thing right at the end where the girl that lived and didn't go to hell is like, no, I'm getting my friend back, and then she cocks the shotgun, and then the credits roll, right? But they don't do that. They just go, well, that's it. So I almost wonder if they realized the movie was going to do dog shit and cut any sequel teasing and just went, well, that's the ending, little girl went to hell.
Yeah. Well, R.I.P. Sorry.
But that just, I was in disbelief. It's like if Avengers Infinity War happened and there was no Endgame. just Spider-Man's dead now.
Yep, Tom Holland said, fuck this. Got out of here.
Which honestly, can you blame him?
Speaking of spooky stuff, me and Maggie were watching this Netflix show called, I want to say it's called Catching a Killer. It's one of those true crime documentaries.
Yes, sir.
It was about the Happy Face Killer. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
Oh, I have not. I thought that was... You said that the other day. I thought that was the one from the new Blumhouse movie, so now I'm curious.
It's a real man.
Oh.
And the killer, terrible person, But what made this... it was a two-parter episode, but what made it so great was the detectives and whatnot that they were interviewing for it all hated each other. So it was not only I was getting my detective crime itch, I was also getting my reality TV drama itch.
They were being Real Housewives of New Jersey bitching at each other,
and they were all stupid in one way. There was one of them he wasn't a detective, he was a reporter, but he kept on they're not telling the truth. But by going out and searching for these things was causing the investigation to get derailed and causing terrible things to happen. And then there was a lawyer who was the only one looking at this logically. And then a detective who got way too close to the victims. And it's so funny. So if you guys watch that and just tell me I'm not wrong, because Maggie's I don't get it. Why do you keep laughing? It's because at one point the lawyer just goes, oh, that guy, can't fucking stand him. You can tell him I said hello, though.
That's fucking awesome.
And there's one point, it's the detective who got too close, because it's the initial suspect is this older lady, and he's it felt like I was putting my mom behind bars, and then he starts to tear up, and he goes, I'm gonna need a minute, and it cuts to the lawyer, and he goes, these guys were idiots, they're being played, and it cuts back to the guy crying. It's edited so good.
Awesome. I love when people being bitchy to each other.
Yeah, it's this dude is bearing his soul, and is I just didn't know what to do, and he's it was being played like a fool, absolute idiot.
Shama bomb. That's so good. So Smiley Face Killer, Happy Face Killer. Did you ever see the movie Smiley?
No, I've heard of it, but
it was the first YouTube movie.
Oh.
Or one of the first ones. It was directed by Totally Sketch, I think his name was, Michael something or other.
I haven't heard of him forever.
Yeah, right? I don't know, I literally remembered that now that you were talking about Happy Face Girl. And it had Shane Dawson. I think not Lisa Nova, Lisa Bug, Lee Bug, his girlfriend that he was with for a while.
Keith David?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I just googled the movie and Keith David is number 2 on the cats list.
2012. 3.4 out of 10. Who else did it have in it? Shit.
Let me go back to it had Caitlin Gerard.
Michael Gallagher is the Totally Sketch guy.
Yeah.
Shane Dawson, Lisa Vale. Yeah, Roger Bart is in it.
Toby Turner!
Toby's in it, right? So Roger Bart, you may know him. Did you watch How I Met Your Mother to the end?
Most of it, yeah.
So he's been in a bunch of stuff. He was the cunty bellhop guy in the hotel that Barney and Robin are getting married in. He's
Yes.
also... Oh, have you seen The Producers?
No.
Oh, you might have seen the scene from it where he goes, "He's having a stroke of genius!"
Oh, yeah.
He's that guy. Well, fun fact, he was secretly having like a very long relationship / affair with Trisha Paytas for many years.
Oh, of course.
Which I guess is maybe why he's in this. Michael Trainer, don't know who that is. Steve Green, who was dating Brie Estrick. I know all the YouTube thing. He was in Jane Dawson videos too and did other stuff. And now is a crypto guy. Daystorm. Do you remember Daystorm?
I was just looking at him on the cast list because Daystorm Power as Decepticon?
Yeah, I don't really remember what happened in the movie. I don't think there was a Transformer in it, but there might have been.
Because it's like you got Mark, Maria, Dr. Jenkins, Stacy, classmate, Flasher, Dad, Mom, Decepticon.
What I want to say is it's like a rapper called, like, he's like, "I'm Decepticon," and they're like, "No, that's already a thing." Yeah. Shauna Malcolm, party guest number 1, was Shane Dawson's friend that let him say the N-word.
Ooh, yeah. No, you can say it, dude.
So yeah, just an apps like a total, like that first YouTube horror movie with a budget. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, they're making like an actual movie," and then we quickly found out why YouTubers don't make movies.
Speaking of YouTubers, in the last, like one of the last episodes of this, you talked about Joey Graceffer.
Yes.
And ever since then, Maggie's For You page has been filled with videos of Joey Graceffer. And I'm
Graceffer?
Like, yeah, whatever it is.
Graceffer.
Graceffer. And I'm like, how? I haven't seen this man in years.
Well,
Karn accidentally brings him up thinking of Joey Tribbiani, and now I can't get rid of him.
You really need to rewatch / watch for the first time. Oh, I forgot what it's called. I was going to say Welcome to the Night, but I don't think that's what it's called. What's it called? Joey Graceffer, Escape the Night. Yeah.
Escape the Night. I don't think I've seen this.
It was his like YouTube YouTube original series. It was like a murder mystery show.
I like how every other person in this cast list, it's like Joey Graceffa, Liza Koshy, Gabby Hanna, iJustine, Matt Pat.
Yeah, dude.
Don't need their names.
Yeah, just not Matthew Patrick, Matt Pat. God, dude. So I was thinking about this. I've been
Colleen Ballinger.
Yeah. YouTube decided that I really needed to get into a SourceFed rabbit hole and just rewatch a bunch of shit from SourceFed. Thank you so much for the feels, YouTube. And I completely forgot why I started talking about that. Yeah. So, like, when I was searching stuff, like, certain videos, like, that used to be the top result would be SourceFed is something else now. Or, like, I was searching for a specific Matt and Pat video. And, like, if you search Matt and Pat into YouTube, not even Matt Pat, some other fucking kid show called Pat and Matt gets more hits now, so drives traffic more than Super Best Friends Play. And it ruined me. I was so sad.
That would ruin my life.
It's so depressing. And like another thing as well is I'm like trying to like sort of with my little SourceFed thing, I'm like rewatching shit, but there's also like content on other channels and stuff that I probably would have watched at the time, but I don't fucking remember. And wait, what? Hold on. And I remembered that Philip DeFranco used to do a bunch of videos with the SourceFed people on his channel, and he's fucking privated them all.
Why?
So, this is a personal shout out. Philip DeFranco, publicize the videos, you bitch.
Yeah, it's like when
my feels.
It's like when Pro Jerry got canceled and Game Grumps immediately unlisted all of their videos with him. Like, damn.
Yeah, well, that one
didn't
red
even
letter.
Hear the man
out. No chances.
No chances.
Which, to be fair, the amount of shit that Game Grumps got over the years, I kind of don't blame him.
Yeah, no, I don't blame them at all. I feel like sort of bad for them at some points because it's just like y'all are just doing your best.
Right. Yeah, come on the LP, Aaron and Daniel.
Yeah, please. I'll give you both kisses.
Why does he not want to do damage?
He's scared.
Yeah, that's fair. God damn, this sucks. But yeah, so that has reminded me that like everything I've ever loved has ended.
Yep.
SourceFed has been ended longer than it was around, which is mental. Two Best Friends Play is gone. You know, that the warm glow inside long eclipsed. But a webcomic that I literally started reading almost 20 years ago is still going.
Which webcomic?
Questionable Content.
That sounds familiar.
It is a webcomic by Jeff Jacks, who recently was in the news, not for a bad reason, on internet news, because he was one of the verified accounts that that pretended to be Elon Musk and got banned from X.
Paste.
But he's sort of become, like, not like quite a lol cow, but like kind of like people talk about him in the questionable content community in a similar way that they talk about like Daniel Larson or even like Game Grumps, I guess, like the like constant like obsession with the content. But all it is a webcomic about like indie people who have sentient computers.
Oh, sure.
And it's like gone like so away from what it originally was. Obviously, it was like an early 2000s webcomic, so its whole like vibe has changed over the years and stuff.
Damn.
But it's still like about sentient. But there's like an AI unionizing arc, and like he keeps introducing a bunch of side characters who like become the main characters. Like originally, it was about this guy called Martin, a girl called Faye who became his roommate. Who like he kind of. Like, they were very well, they won't know until they just dropped that whole thing.
Love it when they do that.
Now it's, like, characters who were, like, the main characters get cameos every now and then. Like, he remembers about them.
There he is!
And it's, like, Martin.
It's like when JoJo shows up in JoJo's.
Exactly,
You know?
it's just like that.
It's like, wow, that's JoJo Johnson. It's like, that's me. Or I know Stan.
That actually almost never happens in JoJo, is the funny thing. Because the only time that happens is in the most recent season of the anime.
I know if I watch one episode, it's gonna One Piece me, and I'm
man.
gonna get
So I really thought I was the same, but I kind of give less of a shit about JoJo now. I've watched more of it.
Good.
I also like my favorite thing about JoJo is that, and it's probably what you're sort of thinking of, is like in the first part, you're following a JoJo.
Yes.
And then he dies, but in the next part, you're following his son. And then in the next one, like, that son is old, and now he's the granddad of the new JoJo. And you're like, there's like a lineage is what the thing is.
I thought old man Joe was young man Joe. I didn't.
Well, he was.
Yeah, I thought but he wasn't the protagonist of the previous one.
He was.
Oh, he was? Well, then I'm lost.
So, there's Jonathan Joestar.
Yes.
Who... Wait. Right. Jonathan Joestar gives birth to Joseph Joestar.
Of course. Classic M-Pregan anime.
So then Joseph Joestar is the protagonist of part 2, Battle Tendency. Then he, at some point, has a daughter, and she has sex with a man who gives birth to Jotaro Kujo, which is what makes him Jotaro Kujo, JoJo.
Oh, so they have to have two Joes in their name? I thought it was just they had to...
No, none of them are called JoJo. They have two. So, for example, then you get Jotaro Kujo. Then, in the fourth part, his name is like fucking Josuke Higashi Kata, but like his mum's name is Kujo. So he's the illegitimate son, of Joseph Joestar. So technically he's JoJo. And then in the fifth part, he changes his name to Giorno Giovanna, which is what makes him a JoJo.
Oh, I got it. Yeah. Of course. Sure.
And then in the last season of the anime, Jolene Kujo is the daughter of the guy from part 3.
Yes, I did know that part.
And then they reboot the universe after that, so I don't care anymore.
Is it like a... Well, I don't want to spoil One Piece, but is it like a One Piece thing where if you have JoJo in your name, it's like, wow, that means you're going to do something important with your life?
So this is the crazy thing, is it's such a big part of the titling and stuff, but it in-universe means absolutely nothing.
Nice. I love that.
Most of the time, they don't even get called JoJo.
Yeah.
Like
there was, there's this one Korean toku I was watching forever ago. Legend Heroes, you may have heard of it.
Yeah, it rings a bell.
And the whole like point of it is like, oh, if you have the same name as one of these old warlords from, I can't remember what it's called. I want to say like Battle of the Three Kingdoms or something like that.
Right.
Then you can become one of these fancy.
So there is kind of that. So like the Joestar lineage is important, going back to like Jonathan Joestar. And then there's the battle between the Joestar lineage and the Dio Brando lineage. So like typically Dio's descendants or kids are huge assholes, and like the Joestars are good guys. But it's like it just gets fucked. Like Giorno is probably is almost certainly a Dio and a Joestar.
Oh, of course. Dio.
Giorno, yeah. Though they don't delve super hardcore into his backstory, which sucks. It just kind of ends. But then, like,
rest in peace, Dio. That's my boy.
The explanation for why like stand users keep fighting each other in universe is just that stand users attract stand users.
Yeah, of course.
So like sometimes they want to fight, sometimes they want to fuck, sometimes they want to be friends. You know.
Sometimes they want to fight and fuck.
I mean, yeah, no, literally, that's a whole little like 3-part episode of the what the fuck's it called? Diamond is Unbreakable.
Ah, you know what else is unbreakable?
What?
My boner.
Can't lie, it's a miracle.
So one of my favorite community bits is speaking of boners, where they ask, "What's the tool most important to humanity's survival?" And Pierce goes, "I'll tell you, but fair warning, it's my penis." And they just don't acknowledge it, and I love it.
That's awesome. Man, I think I fucked this.
This is there's a level in Pokemon Coliseum that looks exactly like this.
They stole it.
not to be. I always hate it when there's similarities between the two franchises, because I know there's gonna be that one person.
Yeah,
like,
see. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, I was right.
Shit,
I hate it when Digimon fans do it too. Like, people are like, "Well, Braviary's just a Quillamon." It's like, no, it's not.
Yeah,
No,
it's really not. Sort yourself out.
Pulsemon is just a baby Zeraora.
Yeah, that annoyed the hell out of me.
I was like, oh, cool. I can't wait to hear about this for the next 6 months.